Well, here we are again. I don't know what to do with myself. But this time I messed up pretty badly. So badly. I made a great lapse in my judgment. I went into this forest and this guy, nah, I'm just kidding. But I am super sad about myself. I didn't know that it was a crime. In my last video, I said, wow, guys, I've been absent for like 3 years, but I made this song. For everybody that is still here to enjoy, but I'm only going to release the song if the video gets 100 likes. And it did. It got the 100 likes. I'm one guy. And I didn't have a cover art for the song. It's called Corporate Chick. Go check out the last video. It's a hit. But anyway, I'm just one guy. I didn't have a cover art for the song that you listen with your ears. And I'm so sorry that I did this. Please forgive me. But I used AI for the cover art. And I made the AI move. Oh, so if you use your eyes, just see the video. Then you can see that it's a... This is almost as bad as when Alex did what he did. What was I thinking? What the f was I thinking? I have way more songs. So if this video can also get 100 likes, I'll drop another song. But what was I thinking? So the only way for me to compensate for this wrong is I kind of feel like, and I'm serious about this, okay? I'm very serious about this. I told you a million times, I'm Jewish, but I might have to stop that. I can't be Jewish anymore. I think like the only way to really learn my lesson for using AI is if I convert to being Amish. So I just want to make you guys know that if this video can get 1 million likes, I'll convert into Amish. Because I feel like when you truly do make a mistake and when you make an apology, such as myself, this is the best apology video of all time, by the way. When you make an apology video on YouTube, you should own up to your wrongs. Like the wrongs that I did is I used this brand new technology that makes people scared. Okay, and not because they're scared about losing their job. No, they're scared because some artist told them that now going forward, they're an artist that can't get paid. And the only reason they believe that is because a corporation that hires them has copyrights, right? For example, Disney. And Disney is extremely worried about AI. Not for the same reasons you're worried about AI, okay? Disney would use AI in a heartbeat. But Disney is worried, very worried about AI. Not for the same reasons you are. Disney's worried about AI because it would be so easy to just go into a prompt and type in Mickey Mouse does this, and bam, you got a whole Disney movie without ever asking Disney for permission. That's the real reason Disney's making you scared of AI. It ain't some dude in the Philippines isn't gonna get hired now off of Fiverr, and it ain't some dude in Seattle isn't gonna get a $20,000 contract with Geico to make a commercial. Do y'all hear yourself in my comment section talking about I should have hired somebody to illustrate some art? I'm a one-man band, okay? So I won this video. I want to make it abundantly clear. I'm 32 years old. I've seen technology change lives since I was born. Born in the 90s, I got to witness what it feels like to not know what having a cell phone is. But at the same time, God bless my mom. Because I had a cell phone when I was 9 years old. I knew how to text message people by the time I was 11. I was always at the cusp of the latest and greatest technology because I grew up in a pretty good area. And I think my mom knew that. I was like, as long as I'm holding the latest tech in my hands, I'm always going to be ahead of everybody else. So, what this video is about. Is this video really an apology video? Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, I clickbaited you into coming here. Woo-hoo-hoo, shocking! Shocking, shocking, shocking. What this video is going to be about, though, it's going to be about right curving and middle curving, okay? Now, there's this philosophy that I really want to get down into, okay? Like, I'm even drinking cold brew right now so I can get some energy to talk about this. There's this concept in life called the middle curve. If you've never heard about this concept might just change your life, okay? There's 8 billion people on the planet. Correct? Correct. That's a fact. There might even be more by now. And one thing about having 8 billion people on the planet is that everybody has an opinion. Nobody really knows what's going to happen in the future. You can only predict what's going to happen in the future. And this is where the left, the middle, and right curve come into play, okay? It's a meme on the internet, especially around like financial topics, because, for example, who would have knew that if you would have bought Hertz in 2020, a company that was filing for bankruptcy, may I add, you would have made a 4,000% profit or some crazy shit like that because numbers go up. Or GameStop, for example. GameStop is another example of middle curving. Middle curving GameStop is looking around the landscape of the gaming industry and realizing that people are going to stop buying physical copies at the store because they can buy them on the internet. So there's really no point of having a GameStop open whatsoever. So you wouldn't want to buy their stock, for example, right? But if you left curve this or you right curve this, which the left curve is the dumb IQ. The dumb IQ knew, okay? This is where you want to left curve throughout your whole life, okay? Left curve is where you want to be. This is where the happiest people are and the most successful people are and the people that seem to have it going on. You want to be on the left curve. The left curve doesn't think. The left curve doesn't have a brain. But the left curve uses vibes. The left curve train their subconscious so hard that they can feel the vibes in the air change and know when something bad's gonna happen, that they know how to prepare for it, okay? To the left curve, when you would have told them in 2020 you shouldn't buy GameStop the stock because it's going to zero, they would have told you, but when I was a little boy, my mom took me to GameStop to buy video games. Buddy, that's never gonna change. That's the left curve. The right curve is the super smart people that would be like, when I was a little boy, my mom took me to buy video games and I really like that feeling. And because I feel like we as humans put so much value into our feelings, based off of that alone, I think GameStop will never go out of business. That's the right curve, okay? Now the middle curve, the people in the middle, which is majority of society, okay? They would have said, but GameStop is not going to go anywhere because the world isn't, and video games are not even that good, and blah, 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 blah. The fucking middle curve, bro. You want to go through life, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You need to avoid this middle curve at all costs because this middle curve is expensive. People think that the people on the right of the curve are living a rich lifestyle, or the people on the left side of the curve, the people that the middle curve hate, by the way, they hate them because they see them as idiots. But they're living a way better life than you. These are your tradespeople. These are your people that have a wife and 2 kids, and they're just happy to wake up in the morning because they got a reason to go to work, and they're just off of the vibes, you know? The dad that shows up. That's the left curve. The right curve is the dad that studies. And the middle curve, is the dad that wants you to have a good report card but really doesn't care, you know? Like that's the middle curve. The middle curve is the dad that will buy you the middle curve is the type of dad that will take you to the fair and buy you 5 funnel cakes because you asked for it. He doesn't care that you're going to get diabetes in 5 years based off of this day in your life. You have to avoid the middle curve at all costs, okay? And this might fucking make you mad, the next thing that I'm about to say. But right now in current society, my guy, If nobody has told you guys this, okay, or if people are just avoiding to tell you this, the same way people avoid to go see the doctor when they're sick because they don't want to learn something that is worse than what they already think is going to happen. Okay, if nobody has told you this, well, let me be the first, okay? Let me be the first to tell you this. AI ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, it's going to get bigger and smarter. And the tool that it is, better. And I guarantee you the same people that are complaining about it now, for example, like Anthony Fantano, he literally made a 30-minute video talking about how AI is evil and has no soul. And I agree. If you make your complete art based off an AI prompt without adding any human element to it, then I agree. Yeah, that is soulless. That's like, but how's that any different from eating a gourmet burger at a millennial restaurant for $35 and then eating a quarter pounder at McDonald's? The McDonald's is slop. The AI stuff is slop. Not everything you're going to get is going to be made by Mozart. Sorry. Y'all are starting to sound like Jeff Bezos, okay? Because you guys don't even know this, but Jeff Bezos, he wants to increase the humans general population by like times 10 because he believes that in a times 10 population there's going to be 10 Einsteins versus just one. So we can't have a million Mozarts, dude. We can't have a million Einsteins, dude. But we demand it. We demand entertainment at all times, which is why the slop is being generated. You think the slop is being generated because there's no demand for it? That's another thing where you guys lose me. You guys are in the middle curb, and I'm trying to save you from that middle curb, bro. I need you to be on the left or on the right. Don't middle curb AI. Don't do it, man. I'm sure something that's been popping up in your algorithm is this recession talk, is this great reset talk, how the debt's going to get reset and is going to be the biggest financial reset of all time. There's no such thing as a financial reset, guys. There is a technological reset. Every couple of decades, some groundbreaking technology comes up to the surface, okay? It's what we've been doing since we've invented the wheel, okay? It's what we've been doing since we figured out how to make fire, okay? Inventing things is the most human thing possible. Stop with this middle curbing. So what happens every time a technological feat gets invented or gets brought to the world? Well, the power dynamic changes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you don't live in a world where people just have countries and are proud of their nationalities. There's power dynamics, dude, and they created countries out of these power dynamics, and whoever can whoop who's ass is who's on top. That's the world that you live in. I'm reading so many stupid articles on the internet talking about how the West failed in Iran. Once again, middle curb. Middle curb. If that was true, they'd be speaking Mandarin in Europe right now. Do you know how many influencers I see in my recommended on a daily basis of people going to China and talking about how clean it is and efficient it is and how the subway system is so amazing? Then they eat a bug, and then they continue about their day and talking about how clean China is, how safe it is, and how this and that and this and that and this and that. Bro, I don't care. I don't care how fast the trains are. I don't care how organized everybody is. Y'all eat bugs, and you don't have freedom of speech. And based off of that alone, bro, there's not going to be a World War III. Stop middle curbing this bullshit too. You think Europe is going to start eating bugs? You think the white people in Europe are going to be like, oh la la la, America sucks. They voted for Donald Trump. Looks like I have to side with the CCP and manger les insectes. No, bro. I don't see... Well, they already eat snails, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm very wrong. British people already eat like shit. You know what? Europe, you're cooked. You're cooked, Europe. You're cooked. But can we just at least keep this eating insect mentality out of the United States? Let's not middle curb eating insects either. Let's left curve eating insects easily. Okay, we can use this mentality when it comes to eating insects. They're insects. I'm not eating them. Left curve it. I don't need to give you reasons why I'm not going to eat insects. I'm not going to give you a right curve reasoning on why I don't eat insects because they got 6 legs and I don't eat things that have 6 legs. Left curbing this shit. How long have I been talking? 17 minutes? Let's do 17 more. When I was a little boy, okay, when I was 17 years old, little boy, I was a monster when I was a teenager. But I was a monster of a teenager. And maybe that's why I'm the way that I am. But let me tell you something, okay? I was sitting in my living room, broke as a joke, okay? What I should have been doing when I was 16 years old was trying to get hired at McDonald's or something. I should have been looking for a first-time job. But to my defense, it was the recession in the United States. It was 2008. There were no jobs for adults. You best believe there wasn't going to be any jobs for little children. So that's what I should have been doing. But that's not what I was doing, and I still needed money. So I figured out that you can get money from followers on the internet. This was my first attempt at getting a little bit of clout on the internet, and it was through Twitter. I saw this parody account from Kevin Hart and Drake and so many girl quote accounts. People just tweeting the dumbest of shit that was just relatable and low IQ nonsense. Middle curve low IQ nonsense, because the left curve would have never retweeted any of this. Middle curve, people think they're smart nonsense. And I got upset when I found out how much money these people were making, because if you follow the links, you would then be taken to this website called mylikes.com. And on My Likes, they had the leaderboards of who made the most money that day. And this one day, this person made $5,000. And I clicked on who made the account, and it was some Will Ferrell parody account from 2010. And the person that ran the account was from the Philippines. So that $5,000 was more like $15,000. And it was all paid through PayPal. How do I know it's paid through PayPal? Because I joined these motherfuckers and I started copying them and I started posting MySpace likes. And I started posting my likes posts on my Twitter account, and I was making like hundreds of dollars a week. That was my full-time job for a very long time. Then I sold those accounts and got a sales job up in New York City. But what I am trying to tell y'all is that by doing that, I learned so much about marketing, and I was leveraging a technology that wasn't there before that put me on top. I didn't cry about billionaires not paying enough taxes. Oh no, a billionaire is not paying enough taxes. What a waste of your day to think about billionaires not paying taxes. You do realize they can print infinity money, right? Like, a billionaire not paying taxes is actually a great thing. That's money that can't be used to buy a missile. Matter of fact, the fact that you haven't figured out how to avoid your tax liabilities to zero while pretending to be an activist has blown my mind. You will do more for the world by starting an LLC and diverting your taxes to zero. I don't know, maybe, of course, everything has to be legal. So like, donate the money, but try to reduce your tax liability. Just try to reduce it. The government won't have any money to pay for missiles if you did that, but I mean, I guess argue with your uncle during Thanksgiving. I don't understand people whatsoever. I really don't. Y'all want change or y'all want to argue? I think the real answer, when you look deep down inside of people, they just want to argue. Nobody really wants change. That's bullshit, bro. People just want change the same way they want to wear Nike shoes or Adidas shoes, depending on what decade it is and what artist promotes what or what's trendy and what's not. At this point, bro, politics became trendy. It became fashionable. It became like, some years it's okay to be racist, and next years you gotta be empathetic. And that's just my experience from being alive for 32 years. So what I'm trying to tell you that People that wear all of this stuff like it's fashion, people that keep changing their minds every 5 years, people that keep going with the trends, they're all middle curbing through life, bro. And you must do everything in your power to not middle curb your life. This has been Yoel Silver, your best friend from the internet. I worry about you. I really do. Leave a like on this video and I'll drop another song. Remember, YouTube is going to delete my channel if we don't get another 3,500 hours on this YouTube channel by July 14th.
The last ran through trial that I dated. Started a relationship asking me how much money I had in my savings. Clearly she needed some saving. I am a huge dumbass.